Good morning. We're going to start a brand new unit. This is Unit 15, Geometry, and we're going to start with Geometry 8-42. It is the 3D drawings, top and front views. This is found in your Jump Math workbook, and this is found on page, it's about midway through the geometry unit, and it's found on page 181 and on in your Jump Math workbook. This is actually a pretty fun lesson because it involves some drawing. And if you take a look here with this box at the top there, it says follow these steps to draw a cube on isometric dot paper. Now, isometric dot paper is different than regular grid paper. You'll notice that the grid lines don't line up horizontally. They're kind of vertical. They're not vertical, they're diagonal. And that allows you to draw what looks like a three-dimensional cube. And so you can see that if you make a diamond shape with the four dots, you can extend those down in the second drawing and then finally finish up your cube there. So step one, draw the top square with four vertices and four different dots. Step two, draw vertical lines from three vertices to the dots below. And finally, join the new vertices to make your cube. Let's take a look then at let's scroll down a little bit and take a look at question one. Like I said, this is a really fun lesson. It's not too difficult. Number one says, draw the structure made from connecting cubes on isometric dot paper. So get your pen or pencil, and we're simply going to draw the same shape. Now they've done step one for us in the first one here. They've created the two top faces, and so all you have to do is draw step two and step three. Finish it up. Now I'm sure you can do a better job than I can there. That's all you have to do for question one. So go ahead, pause the video here, and draw the rest of the shapes down below. F is probably the hardest one because you have to do step one, step two, and step three. Go ahead and do that now. Okay, let's take a look at question two. Question two says, build the structure with blocks or connecting cubes. Now, this is only one that you can do if you've got something like sugar cubes at home. So I'm not actually expecting you to do number two. But if we take a look at number two, we can see that these shapes here can be made with different cubes here. Now, even though we only see 1, 2, 3 cubes, we can tell that this shape is actually made with 4 cubes. There's a hidden cube at the bottom. This shape here in B looks like one of those Tetris blocks, the ones that are hard to fit in there. You can see that it's made from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So it's all about three-dimensional shapes here made out of cubes. Let's scroll on down to this gray box below. Checking out the gray box, it says when you look at a structure from one side only, you see a side view. There are 6 possible side views of a 3D structure. There's the front and back views, left and right side views, top and bottom views. So this goes right back to what we were learning last unit in the measurement unit about prisms. These would be rectangular prisms or shapes made from one or more rectangular prisms, and you can look at them from any one of the different faces or any one of the different views. So in part 3 it says draw the front view of the structure, and they again have a Tetris shape blocked here, one of those 4-piece knobby ones there, and they've drawn it from the front side, so they've only drawn the front of the structure. Part B is also a Tetris block, and you can draw the front one there as well. We're just going to draw what you would see if you were looking from the front side only. You wouldn't see any of the blocks in the back. You'd only see what you could see on the front right in here. Okay, go ahead and do part C and part D on your own. Okay? Careful with part C. What would you be able to look at if you only looked at the front alone? Go ahead, pause the video here, do C and D, and then move on. Number 4, shade the front face of the layer that is closest to you, closer to you. Shade the same square on the front view, then add the thick lines to show where the depth changes. No jokes about thick, okay? Come on now, grow up a little bit. Yeah. All right, so in this one here, we're going to shade in just the one block that would be closest to us, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a thick line to show where, oh, maybe I don't like green. Let's do it in blue. I'll show a thick line to show which one is closest to me. So obviously that red square is the one that's closest to me. Go ahead and pause it, and let's do question C and question D as well. For E says, now draw the thick lines on the front face without shading. So just without shading, you can see E is done for us in this shape here. The thick lines just go here and here. And we can see that this square here is the one that is closest to us. Go ahead and try it for F, G, and H as well, drawing the thick lines. And we're going to skip number 5. Let's check out number 6. The gray box here says, when you look at a structure from the top view, you see from the top, you see the top view. The front edge is at the bottom. And we have an example right here in question 6A. So they've shaded in the top view. And if I was looking at the top view and drawing it out, well, the front would be right here. And the top would be like I was looking bird's eye view down on it. Again, they've got the Tetris block shape, and they're saying, can you draw that? So yes, we can draw that. Oops, I made a mistake. Can you see where I made my mistake? I made mine 4 blocks long and should only be 3 blocks long. So I got my eraser here. I'll just fix that up. There's my top view, and the part that is closest to me is the front. That's the front right there. Go ahead, pause the video right now, and I'd like you to try C and D on your own. I'll see you for number 7. Number 7 says, shade the top faces of the cubes that you see, then match the structures to their top views. So of course we're going to shade in the ones that we see. Now we're going to take a look at what's got the thick lines. So this has got thick lines, we've got to shade in that. And this has got these 2 lines are thick, so we've got to shade in that. I think this one is shaded in because there's a thick line there, and this one is shaded in. There's a thick line there. So we can see that we've got 4 different shapes, and in each one of these, I've got one that sticks out above all the others here. So let's check out this one. Now, it's the one that's in the back corner that sticks up. Now, only one of them has got one sticking up in the back corner, and that is C. You can see this one is the one that's sticking up, and that's why it's shaded there. That's why it's thick. So this one is C. The front one is shaded here. So which one's got the front? Oh, that's D. The one in the, well, I guess it's the second one back there. That's A right here. And that means that this one here that's got the middle one sticking up must be B. So I've done that one for you. but that should make sense to you. Then you can try number 8 on your own. Draw the top view, and then draw the thick lines to show the layer. So you're actually doing the same thing that was in number 7. You're just going to do the drawing yourself. And we are going to skip number 9 because it wants you to build those structures again. And we would do this in class. We would have the cubes, but I don't think we have the wherewithal to do that at home unless you got a lot of sugar cubes. Okay, and mom and dad probably don't want you wasting their sugar cubes. That's for coffee. We all need coffee. That's the lesson.